Hi, I'm Hugh Sullivan, videographer for the Herald and Review, and I've been doing these videos for a while now. I've done over 30, and it's reminded me that just because you're doing something simple doesn't mean it's going to take any less time. I don't have a very complex setup. I use the GoPro. I try to shoot with natural light through that window. Sometimes I'll use a light behind the GoPro, and I'll either shoot on the Zoom H4n, or I'll shoot with this condenser mic here connected to my computer. So normally, I'm able to have everything up and running minutes after I have my script typed out. But sometimes my brain and my mouth just don't communicate well, and one day I was editing and realized that the sun was setting through the window behind me. And it took me so long to record my voiceover that the sun completely set and animated this tree shadow in and out of the frame behind me. And so that was kind of frustrating. But mistakes aren't the only thing that keeps me from finishing an easy task quickly. In my free time, I like to do films and sketches, and I always figured that the sketches would be easier to do because they don't have a big complex script, there's not multiple shooting locations, I should just be able to crank them out. But I found that when I was faced with these simple tasks, that I would just take the opportunity to spend my time nitpicking some small detail. And I think that's just part of being an artist. If I didn't have deadlines, I don't think I would finish a project. I would just sit there and I would just keep working into it and making it better, or at least trying to.
Hey, if I want to watch old Ben Stiller movies, I'll go visit my mom in Arizona.
When we did our first Batman sketch, I spent over a year tweaking audio and playing around with compositing the bat signal in the sky over the parking garage downtown. I spent way more time than I needed to because I didn't have a deadline for it. And I didn't spend the full year working full time on it. I would open it every couple months and look and say, oh, I don't like that, and I would change it, and then I'd close it and do a wedding. And then I'd come back a while later and change something else about it. And finally, I just said, this is getting ridiculous. I need to just finish it and put it out. And so I did. I let go, and it felt good. And now I find myself doing the same thing with our current set of Batman sketches. The one we just filmed is supposed to be the first in a series of short, little minute-long sketches that we can just kind of crank out. But instead, now that I have the edit, I've been sitting around and adding things to it and saying, ooh, I could do this with the phone graphics, or I could do this with the music, and I just need to settle on something and do the best I can, but I need to finish it. And now we're working on our film for the 21 Film Project, which is way less ambitious than last year's entry, The Masked Loiterer. But instead of just kind of jumping in and doing it, I've been obsessing over little details and getting test shots and working on getting some kind of elaborate props. And I just need to do it. And I'm sure part of it is just good old procrastination, but I think the majority of it is just that artistic control raging through me and not being able to let go of something, and especially not being able to decide on something before I jump in. So that's an issue that I acknowledge, and hopefully someday I'll be able to find the balance to finish a simple project with the attention it deserves without obsessing over small details. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel. Go check out my personal channel with all those films and sketches I was just talking about. And as always, check back every week where I talk about my experiences behind the camera. I was able to see what I wrote. My brain and my mouth don't work together. But sometimes my brain... Let's see, it's going to take just as long now. One time I had... And I could... So this shouldn't take that long. So it makes something that should... But mistakes aren't the old... And it's taking me way longer to record this voiceover than I would expected. But